These aren't just cool shades, they're smart glasses. Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the Lyte titanium smart glasses. Now, they look like regular sunglasses, but the earpieces are a little chunky. The reason for that is because they actually have built-in speakers, battery, Bluetooth, and microphones. So, in fact, they look like sunglasses, and when you have them on, no one has an idea that anything's special about them, but they're Bluetooth and they connect with your smartphone, so you can be on a phone call, you can be listening to music or an audio book. There's a lot you can do with these. They're really cool. Now, the particular style I have is called Antimatter with gold mirror. Hopefully you can see that. And I actually picked that out. I like the style, but I especially like the mirroring. And it's interesting, it's the first non-polarized sunglasses that I've had in years. And what I noticed is I have a heads-up display in my car, and that's problematic with polarized lenses because sometimes I can't see it at all unless I tilt my head a little bit. It's to do with the sort of interaction between the angle of polarization. But these aren't polarized, though they have polarized options, which means that at any angle I get a beautiful, crisp, bright display on my heads up. That's actually something I did not expect, and it's just like, oh wow, look how bright that is. That's pretty cool. So, Lyte, this is a second or third generation set of glasses from them. They have 4 different primary styles and 16 lens options. You can get blue light, you can get transitions, you can get anti-glare, you can get them polarized, UV 400, and they're prescription friendly too. If you want, you can get prescription lenses and then pop them in, and you can then have your cool sunglasses for when you're walking down the boardwalk or at the beach or even just driving, and they're prescription. So pretty sweet. Now, Bluetooth 5.0 gives you a 100-foot range, and they are 2 independent pieces. So Bluetooth 5.0 also gives them better synchronization ability. The earlier generations, I had some problems where like one earpiece would be on and the other wouldn't be, but that's all been fixed in this, which is pretty handy, really. They also have touch controls. As you can see in this close-up, there are these tiny little buttons, and you can push those buttons to get different controls. For example, if you push them for, I think it's 5 seconds, they turn off. They tell you what they're doing, so that's super easy. Turning them on, same thing. Push and hold them for 4 or 5 seconds, and they'll turn on and they'll automatically reconnect with the last device they paired with, so probably your phone will just immediately do that. You can do single pushes, double pushes, left and right can do different things in terms of adjusting volume or picking the next or previous track on your music. Battery life, this is pretty impressive, 7 to 8 hours with a charge. Now, charging's pretty interesting because the cable that it comes with is sort of this interesting, tiny little magnetic dual cable. And remember, each earpiece is independent, so there's not a battery on one side that both sides can use. So you basically put this on one side and then you put it on the other side, and it's easier than I'm suggesting here. There we go. And now you just have USB-A, which is just that familiar rectangular shape. Plug it into really anything, including you can use their built-in adapter, and it'll give you in about 2 hours a full charge and 7 or 8 hours of wearing your sunglasses. If you're like me and you drive as much as I do, then that's like every couple of days you'd have to recharge them. But if you're just using them as sunglasses, then of course you're not using any battery. So that 7 or 8 hours is actually pretty sweet. Now, the microphone that's included is actually a noise canceling microphone too. So as they say, you're going to sound better than you would if you were just holding your phone up to your mouth. Now, I'm going to give you a demo in just a second, but let me just sort of walk you through all the stuff that's included. So you get the charging cable, critically important. If you lose that, you're out of luck. You get the little wall adapter, which is just a single USB Pretty basic. You probably have a half dozen of those. You get a tiny little cloth case, and this I think is just for all the charging things, although I guess you could put your sunglasses in there if you want. Yeah, so you have that. You can use that as a soft case, but of course what's really fun is that they also have a hard case. But before we get there, a lint-free cloth. Who doesn't need more lint-free cloths? And then finally they have this is this great little like piece of origami, right? This is a hard case. How does that work? Well, you unfold it and then you put these flaps out and put your glasses in, and now when you close it, it's a magnetic catch, and now you have a nice hard case to protect your glasses if you're going to throw them in your suitcase or your backpack or something. And then when you actually take them out and you're ready to wear them, then you fold the slots in and you're back to having this tiny little case. This is really cool. This is actually one of my favorite innovations of all the stuff they have. But let me go ahead and pair it with my iPhone 13 Pro. So I'm going to get that on, and then I'm going to push and hold both buttons and power on, and now I can let go. And it says connected. There we go. And I can double check on Bluetooth, and they are indeed connected. And so now I can just go to music or something, and so I'm hearing music. Let me pick a louder track, and I'm going to turn the volume all the way up, and then your job is to try to see if you can hear the sound at all. Let's get something. Here we go. So can you hear this at all? Probably not. What's really cool about these is that the actual speakers come out here, so they're pointing directly at your ears, so it's a very personal listening experience. So if someone's near you, they might hear the tiniest bit of sound, but they probably won't hear anything at all. And you, meanwhile, are getting audio. Now, we'll talk about the audio quality in a minute, but what I want to do is I want to also demonstrate by using the voice recorder. Let's see, I'm going to do voice memos, and I'm going to do a new recording. And now you're hearing the microphone from the glasses rather than the one on my phone. So you can imagine that if you're just taking a walk, maybe walking the dog or something, you have these paired to your smartphone, and then you can just chat with someone while you're on the walk, completely hands-free, nothing in your ears, no way for anyone to know that you're wearing these. So let me stop the recording. And they're just really cool. And when I'm done using them as Bluetooth devices, I can just push and hold and power off. There we go. So that's it. They're that easy to work with. Super nice. They are also IP56 splash proof, and they only weigh 1.3 ounces. That's one of the real innovations of this next generation of the Lucid Lyte, is that they are super light. And in fact, I might not have mentioned it earlier, but these are the Lucid Lyte titanium smart glasses. And again, I am a huge fan. These are really cool, mostly because they're just cool looking sunglasses. The fact that they have all these other secret features is just a great boon. Now, we've talked about all of that. We've talked about all the positives and everything. Let me talk a little bit about the audio quality, because they've done such a great job with all of the packaging and the design and all the huge number of different lens options and everything. But the reality is these teeny tiny little speakers that they're using and then pushing that audio to your ear rather than in your ear means that you get really no bass at all. It's just not there. There's a lot of highs, there's a decent amount of mid-range, but if you want to listen to EDM with these, you're going to be super disappointed. If you're listening to an audiobook or a podcast or you're on a phone call, it's going to sound really good because our speaking voices tend to be at the higher frequencies anyway, so that works really well. But I want it to be really clear, these are not the replacement for multi-$100 earbuds that go in your ears or multi-$100 headphones that go over your head, you know, and they're not intended to be. This is just sunglasses with really cool smart glass features. Now, I actually really like them. I like the option of being able to turn on some audio if I need to, or of course, really the big win with this, absolutely in my book, is phone calls. It is really fun to be able to be wearing your sunglasses and cruising around, and no one has an idea that you're actually on a phone call. And yet the person on the other end is like, wow, you sound really clear. That's really, really good. So lots to like there. So really all we need to talk about at this point is the price, and they're a little spendy. But before we get there, I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel. A click or a tap on that subscribe button and we're connected. Also, give me some candid feedback. I always appreciate that. So leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, whatever. Always something I really appreciate getting, because I'm trying to have these be super candid and super honest. So I know, it's good to get that feedback. All right, cool. Now, these are let me put them on. These are the Lucid Lyte titanium smart glasses, and they are $304.99 at lucid.co. So $300. That's pretty spendy for what they are, but they're really cool. If you spend a lot of time on the phone, if you're constantly taking your pets for walks, or maybe like walking the baby in the stroller or something, these are game-changing devices. Really, really fun. But as I said, just don't expect amazing audio fidelity, because they can't do that with this tiny little earpiece. It's everything I got. I'm going to put these back on, and I am going to take my dog for a walk, because he's been really good not barking as I've been doing all this, which I appreciate. So I'll hope to catch you in my next video.